Have you ever wondered why you can spend hours swiping on a dating app, but feel completely drained by a single real-life date? You're not alone. And the answer isn't that you're bad at dating. The truth is buried deep inside our own brains, and it's being manipulated by the technology in our hands. Our story starts with a simple concept from neuroscience: dopamine. It's often called the pleasure chemical, but it's more accurately the motivation chemical. It's what drove our ancestors to seek out food and partners. It's the thrill of the hunt, the anticipation of a reward. Now think about dating apps. Every swipe is a little gamble. Potential match, a new message, a notification. Each one gives you a tiny hit of dopamine. It's a rush. The app designers know this. They've created a system that keeps us coming back for more, not necessarily for a connection, but for the next hit. This leads us to a fascinating idea called a supernormal stimulus. Imagine a bird that prefers to sit on a giant, brightly colored fake egg instead of its own small, pale one. The fake egg is a supernormal stimulus, an exaggerated version of something our brains are wired to find appealing. Dating apps are our giant fake egg. They offer an endless stream of perfectly curated profiles, filtered photos, and witty bios. It's a parade of idealized potential partners, far more stimulating and less risky than the complexities of a real person. Real people have flaws, they have bad days, and they require genuine effort. A profile is perfect, easy, and always available for another dopamine hit. So what happens when our brains get used to this constant low-effort stimulation? The real world starts to feel dull. A real conversation can't compete with the instant gratification of a new match. The slow, messy process of getting to know someone feels like too much work compared to the effortless swipe. We become addicted to the chase, not the catch. This isn't about blaming technology or giving up on dating. It's about understanding what's happening to us. We're losing our tolerance for the beautiful, imperfect reality of human connection. We're trading deep intimacy for shallow stimulation. So how do we reclaim our desire for the real thing? It starts with awareness. Recognize when you're swiping out of boredom versus genuine intention. Try taking a break, a digital detox, to let your brain's reward system reset. When you do go on a date, put your phone away. Be present. Focus on the actual person in front of you, not the ghost of 1,000 profiles. The goal isn't to find the perfect person, it's to build a genuine connection with a real one. It takes courage to step away from the digital candy store and choose the nourishing, sometimes challenging meal of authentic intimacy. But it's a choice that can lead to a far more fulfilling and lasting kind of happiness. Thank you for watching, and if this resonated with you, consider subscribing for more deep dives into the modern human experience. Have you ever felt like real life, real connection, just can't compete with what's on your screen? You train your desire on an endless stream of novelty new videos, new posts, new faces, and suddenly real intimacy starts to feel underpowered. That feeling, that's the dopamine crash. It's not because humans suddenly became boring. It's because our brains have been trained to expect the unreal, the spectacular, the impossible. The big question is, what do we do about it? Real intimacy isn't optimized for an algorithm. It's messy. It has awkward silences. It has timing problems. It's filled with emotional weather, good days and bad. Most importantly, it requires the one thing that's become the most harvested resource on Earth: your attention. Think about it. If you spend all day consuming fast-paced stimuli, quick clips, instant likes, constant novelty, your nervous system naturally becomes impatient with slower, more nuanced experiences. So the problem often isn't a lack of desire. It's a miscalibrated desire. Your brain is expecting a fireworks display from something that was always meant to feel like a warm, steady fire. Of course, this isn't a single-cause story. Our ability to connect is also being crushed by so many other modern pressures. Chronic stress, anxiety, depression, economic insecurity, a constant lack of privacy, pure exhaustion, and disrupted sleep. And let's not forget the glowing screens we take to bed with us every single night. Your body simply can't enter connection mode if it's permanently stuck in survival mode. So yes, dopamine matters a great deal, but context matters just as much. And we've accidentally built a context that keeps people feeling isolated, while simultaneously making them feel completely overstimulated. Here's the great paradox of our time. We are more connected technologically than ever before in human history. And yet so many of us feel more alone than ever. The US Surgeon General has even issued a warning, stating that loneliness and isolation are associated with serious health risks, and that in recent years, roughly 1 in every 2 adults has reported experiencing loneliness. This isn't just an emotional ache. Loneliness is a physical state. It changes your behavior. It ruins your sleep, drains your motivation, fundamentally alters what feels safe to you. And when human beings don't feel safe, they don't reach out for connection. They retreat further into themselves. So this intimacy recession we hear so much about is often just a symptom of something much wider, a collapse of social trust and genuine social closeness. We need to remember that touch is not some bonus feature of life. It's not an optional extra. Touch is a fundamental form of nervous system regulation. It's the primary way our bodies hear the message. You're safe. You belong here. You can finally rest. When physical touch disappears from our lives, many people unconsciously try to replace that feeling of regulation with stimulation. Not because they're weak, but because they are desperately trying to self-regulate in a world that offers few other options. The goal, then, isn't to chase more intensity, more fireworks. The real goal is to find more real, tangible, human contact. But here's the hopeful part. The part that truly matters. Brains are adaptable, and that means our brains can readapt. We can change. This isn't about shaming ourselves or demanding some kind of digital purity or blaming an entire generation for the world they were born into. It's about consciously and gently retraining our own reward systems. Let's start with 3 core principles. First, reduce constant novelty. This doesn't mean you have to abandon the internet forever. Not perfectly, not all at once. Just reduce it enough that your baseline dopamine levels can recover and reset. Give your brain a chance to appreciate normal life again. Second, increase your boredom tolerance. This one is tough, I know. But boredom is the quiet doorway where real desire often begins. It's in those unstimulated moments that our minds start to wander towards what we truly want, what we truly miss. If you are constantly escaping boredom with a quick scroll, you never give yourself the chance to reach that slower, deeper part of yourself. And third, rebuild your social muscle. Intimacy isn't just about instant chemistry. It's about safety that is built slowly, consistently, over time. Like any muscle, our capacity for connection weakens if we don't use it. So if you're looking for experiments, not commandments, here are a few things you could try. Institute a phone-free bedroom rule, even if it's just for 3 nights a week. Create a no-scroll buffer zone, 20 minutes before you go to sleep with no social media feeds, no endless scrolling. Practice what you might call novelty fasting. Take intentional breaks from the most intense, stimulating digital content you consume, and then try to replace that stimulus with actual closeness. Call someone instead of just texting. Meet a friend for coffee instead of just liking their post. Move your body and rediscover non-sexual touch. Hugs, dancing, playing a sport, getting a massage. These are all forms of safe touch that train our nervous system to feel safe again. And maybe most importantly, talk like adults. Desire isn't a performance to be perfected. It's a conversation to be had. It's about communication. And if all of this feels overwhelming, please remember that seeking therapy or counseling is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength, skill building for your emotional and relational life. This journey isn't about becoming pure or rejecting the modern world. It's about becoming human again, in the fullest sense of the word. Now, let's add one more uncomfortable layer to this conversation. What if the decline of intimacy isn't just a personal problem? What if on some level, it's profitable? Think about it. A person who is deeply in love and connected is much harder to monetize. A person who belongs to a strong community is less controllable. A person who feels genuinely safe and content doesn't need to scroll for hours to soothe their anxiety. So we have to ask ourselves a very serious question. Are we trying to fix ourselves inside a machine that is specifically designed to keep us dysregulated and disconnected? And if the answer is yes, then what really needs to change? Just our personal habits, or the entire system? We are all living through a massive, unprecedented experiment. A world where desire can be instant, infinite, and completely frictionless. And in the process, we are learning something ancient and profound. Humans were not built for infinite novelty. We were built for attachment. We were built for each other. So this brings us to the last and perhaps most important question. If the easiest, most accessible form of connection is digital, will we still choose the harder, messier, more beautiful human one? Or will future generations look back at our time and say, they had infinite stimulation at their fingertips, and they forgot how to touch? Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing for more conversations like this.